Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be blunt to the point. I'm going to be so honest that it's going to disrupt so many of my viewers, and a lot of you are going to probably unfollow, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay, because the truth sometimes hurts. But for those of you who are willing to stand in your power, listen and be open-minded to what is the truth, your life will change completely starting today. So this is for you. If you're still trying to grow your business, if you're still broke and you're still finding repeating patterns in your life where you just aren't moving the needle, the hard truth is it's all about you, my friends. It has nothing to do with where you live, what your client's base looks like, whether your brand is perfect, whether your hair is perfect. These old narratives need to go because they never were true. You need to start to take full responsibility that you are the creator of your reality. So we all know that reality is a hologram. It is made of molecules. It's 99.9999% empty space. Yet every one of you are focusing on it like it's the only thing available to you. It's tangible. I can touch it. I can smell it. I can feel it. So it is the only thing that I can use to create my reality with. When you don't even realize that your reality is first created somewhere else. You don't create your reality in the third dimension. You never create your reality in the third dimension, but you're out there trying to make it work. So for all of you who are still struggling, you're trading sweat for labor. You're not seeing your bank account shift. You're not getting your ideal clients. What you're finding is you're burnt out. You're tired. You're sick and tired of the game. You're following the rules and you're still not winning. Do you think that's by accident or do you think that's by design? So what I'm here to tell you is everything that you know is wrong. Everything you know about making money, wrong. Everything you know about creating a successful business and chasing clients and doing all the things, wrong, 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 and wrong. And this is why you're not loving your business. This is why things are staying stagnant. You may have ups, you may have downs, but you know what? There's more downs. There's no real fun in what you're doing. You get up every morning and you think, oh my God, I got to go do my business again. Oh, your business is supposed to set you free. Your business is an extension of you. It's a brand. It's you, and you are dreading it. So you're doing things that are not meant to grow you. You're doing things that are keeping you stuck. You need to understand you have to break the narrative. You need to set yourself free. You need to stand out. You got to stop following everybody. And that takes guts. And most people, they don't have guts. This isn't something that can be argued. We all know through quantum physics that we are the ones creating our reality. The double slit experiment, the observer effect, those two things alone prove that we are the ones creating our reality based on how we're thinking and where we're placing our attention. So those are very interesting ideas, but people still want to live from the outside in. They want to follow the narrative. They want to do the script. They want to follow what other people are doing. Well, let me tell you, you will break free and create insane income. You will be more happier than you've ever been when you finally allow yourself to show up in this world as you. Whether you're funny, whether you're quirky, whether you're sassy, doesn't matter. Is it really you? Because we're moving into a new age here, a new era, and things are breaking down all around us. And if you think that the new human is going to be able to say, oh, this person is awesome because their branding is perfect. They're in a Lamborghini. Those pictures are perfect. When really you don't have any money in your bank account, they're going to sniff that out like a greyhound from a mile away. Why do you think you were programmed? Every single one of us were programmed from the moment we opened our eyes because we are the programmer of reality. So we were programmed. So then when we create our realities, all our realities look very similar. 99% of the planet are all living in scarcity, fear. They don't have a lot of money. They're trying, they're struggling to make things happen because you are a dreamer, you are a creator, but you just can't seem to make it. You just can't seem to create the life that you desire because you're operating from a code that will never allow you. You have been programmed to be and always be in lack. So how are you going to create something that is abundant, something that'll set you free, where you have an overflow of money coming in, where you got unlimited notifications from Stripe showing you how many people are buying your product every single day? That isn't going to happen because you are not ready for it. You're rejecting it. You're pushing it away, and you don't even know how you're doing it. So I'm going to show you. If you're afraid to show up as you, you're already resisting wealth. If you're judging me or anyone else, you're resisting wealth. If you're afraid to go live, if you're afraid to post, if you worry what people will think about you, all of these are frequencies of lack and scarcity. This is pretty simple things. But yet there's so many entrepreneurs and healers and teachers that are trying to create a life of freedom for them, their kids. They want to show their clients, listen, this is possible. And yet they are operating from a code that will never allow them. It's like being anchored. You are anchoring yourself back and you don't even know because it's an invisible force. But you've been taught to live in the visible. So you're never going to notice it. You're never going to understand it. And you'll keep trading your sweat for labor until one day you hope out of the sky, you will be a millionaire. Lack, 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 lack. Fear, 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 fear. Every one of us has this embedded within our own DNA. And if you don't understand this because it's invisible, you can't see it, you can't touch it. But here's the marvelous thing about our reality. It's an echo of who we're being. The hard work isn't physical. I mean, every one of us have been made slaves since we were born. We have no problem trading time for money. We have no problem working 12-hour days. Working physically is not hard. We've got that down. But you know where we don't have it down? Is in our minds. Because who taught us about our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our physiology, our biology, and how that plays a role in whether or not we can set ourselves free, be rich, be successful, change the world, live abundantly, heal ourselves. All of those things are real, and they're not just things you hear. These are truths. But most people deflect them because they have no clue how they work in this reality and how their thoughts are creating everything. If you still think your thoughts are yours, there's a lot to learn. Do you think thoughts are in your mind? Look at what some old school narrative scientists are still saying, that consciousness lives in your brain. And when you die, it dies. Oh my God. Like, that is not only old, it's false. It's always been a lie. Your consciousness is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Your brain is an antenna. Thoughts are in the field. Is this new or is this something you've read? If you don't get this at a deep fundamental level, if this is not embodied within your soul and your mind and your body, then you will never move the needle in your business. You can convince yourself you know everything, but your actions, your frequency is echoing into your reality. And it's reflecting back to you exactly what you know. So you may think you know. Oh yeah, I know that I create my reality, but you have no money in your bank account. People are canceling on their payments and you just are angry at the world because you don't know why it's not working. You need to understand who you are. This is why in quantum theory, they say there's infinite potential in the field, and it's up to us, the observer, the consciousness, to choose what reality we want to experience. Well, I want to explain to you why every one of us experience lack, scarcity, and fear, because we're choosing it. Because this is how we think and this is how we feel. So our antenna, which is our brain, is tapping into the field. And it's going to give you back exactly what you're thinking and feeling every single moment of every single day. Pretty simple. So the echo in your reality is a reflection of what you believe and what you perceive in the world. That's all it is. And your brain tunes you into the field of where your frequency matches that outcome. It's not that hard. It's not woo-woo. It's physics. And so when you're stuck and when you don't understand, it's the way you're thinking, it's how you're feeling that's using your brain to tune into the field and pull you into that single timeline. So that means that you can choose a timeline like that. It's dependent on whether or not you make a decision, which most people are terrified to do. And that will change your timeline immediately. Because when you make a decision, that is where you are demanding the universe to pay attention to you. That is when you are calling on the universal law of supply and demand. By demanding through your decision, this is what I now want. This is what I will have. Not one day or I hope. That's a weak signal. This is you commanding. I know what I'm worth. I know what I desire, and I understand reality. I'm going to create it my way, not the way that everyone else has taught me, which is not mine. It's theirs. There is nothing real that you can touch, taste, smell. Just because you think you can touch something in the physical world, you're convinced you think that's real. When things like truth never change, things that aren't true always change. So if you can change your reality on a dime, when you shift your frequency and where your attention is, then that tells you that reality isn't true. You can shift it anytime. The truth is, the only truth, is that you are the creator of your reality. And that your frequency, who you're being, is what shapes it, period. So I want to share with all of you that while you're observing the chaos in the reality that you're in now, you are feeling a certain way and you're thinking thoughts equal to it. You are creating a world full of chaos, and most of you are experiencing that. You need to stop playing into the narrative, following the rules of their game. You need to stop being someone you're not and be vulnerable, authentic, and raw, and show up proudly as who you are. If you're in business, that's the only way that you are going to quantum leap in this era. No one else is going to believe you by what you say anymore. They're going to feel you, and if you don't feel right, you don't resonate with the client, they will not buy. You've been tricked. You've been manipulated. You've been programmed. You've been lied to. That's the facts. This is why you're living in struggle and always trying to get. Do you know you're in resistance when you appear to not have what it is that you desire? Do you know that you, through your frequency code, are actually calling in more lack when you try harder to get? These are mind-blowing principles, but you don't understand that this reality has rules. There's outlines to how you can win in this reality, and none of us have access to them. They have been taken so that we only play the game by default. And what is the default? The collective consciousness, which is absolutely in a state of chaos. Order is heaven's first law. If you want to align with abundance, with having your reality the way you want it to be, then you've got to dismiss everything you've ever known and tap into the field that surrounds you and start to live from the version of you that already has it. This may sound crazy, but if you truly want to change your reality, you can no longer be the version of you that you are now. Love that person. She's done everything she can. He's done everything he can, but that version of you will never ever bring you to where you want to go. You need to upgrade yourself. So if you believe in the simulation theory in terms of we're in a simulation and look at everything as a computer, then you need to look at yourself as a code. You are the programmer. So whatever codes you hold within your own body is what reality is reflecting back to you. That's its job. So there's nothing personal about it. There's no God with feelings saying, oh, my dears, you're so good. You've done such great things. I'm going to give you this. And all the people that are bad, I'm not going to give them that. That's not it. That's not how it works, but you've been taught that way. I'm going to be a very good person. Yet you live in lack. You're going to experience lack. So you need to understand the game. You need to understand it through a computer simulation perception. Just like electricity. If you put your finger in a light socket and you get zapped, are you going to blame the light socket? Because that's what I want all of you to understand. When you blame your boss, your wife, the world, reality, where you live, the computer, your kids, for why you don't have what you have, it's just as ridiculous as blaming the light socket when you consciously stick your finger in it and get zapped. Just like electricity is neutral. You get a consequence for doing something that's ignorant. You're doing something that doesn't make sense. If you knew better, you wouldn't stick your finger in the light socket, so then you wouldn't get the consequence of being shocked. This is how we create reality, but we don't understand the game. And we are getting the consequences of our ignorance. This is exactly the same. Energy is just like electricity. It is not prone to give females more than males, or if you do more, then you're going to get more. That's not how it works, because look at how many people are working their asses off, trying to get more clients, trying harder, and they're not getting ahead. They're not getting ahead. They're burnt out. Because that's not how energy works. Energy responds to you. What's your frequency code? You get it. That's how simple it is. And this is how you are working. If you're in a business and you're capped at a certain income, that's because your code is coded to that income. You are rejecting any other way of receiving more money. You're slamming down the doors, the opportunities, whether you know it or not. Because if you want more and you're not able to receive it, your code is holding you back. It's stopping you because you don't even know, because it's invisible. It's a feeling. It's a code. And you need to peel back the layers and see, what is it that I'm thinking, what I'm doing that's rejecting the opportunities, the pathways for more money, for more opportunities, for more clients to overflow into my life. Because this is how the universe works. Order is heaven's first law. It's always orderly. It's always effortless. It's not meant to be hard. If you want to continue to struggle and believe that things should be hard, that is your choice. The way things work is not the way you've been taught. Money is not hard to earn. Money is not hard to earn, but you don't understand how money works. And it's all about frequency. So if electricity is neutral, you stick your finger in it and you get zapped, then you need to understand that whoever you are, you're getting back as a consequence who you are. So it doesn't matter how much you beg, plead, try harder. The more you try is resistance, which means you're going to get more resistance in your life. You need to understand that you've been taught wrong about everything and to stop conforming to the narratives. You need to stop being someone you're not and start aligning with who you truly are. That is the first step towards gaining any freedom in your life, whether it's money freedom, just freedom of being yourself, attracting the right people in your life. You have been someone you're not for so long, you don't even know how to be yourself anymore. And that's what's hard work. It's not about physical hard work. You have got all of that down. Anyone can work 12-hour days. You're used to being a slave. But if you want to really leave this system behind and attract the life and create the reality that you want, you no longer can physically do anything. It's more about who you're being, which is mental and spiritual. This is what the millionaires know. This is why only 1% of people are really living their life in abundance in all the ways, not just money. Like they're happy, they're healthy, they're making a difference in this world. Why only 1%? Because they are willing to let go of their identity and everything they've learned, beliefs, so that they can exit the trap and slavery system and live a life of freedom. They truly believe and know that they create their own reality, and they are no longer going to be directed or manipulated to be in a life they no longer want. That takes courage. That takes a big why, because you've got to go up against your family, your friends, society, teachers, gurus who want you to stay the same. And you got to be able to say, I will not be someone any longer that I am not. And I am going to do everything I can to lead myself from who I came here to be. That's why only 1% of people are wealthy, rich, free, and making a huge impact. Is this something you feel deep inside of you? You know, all this fluffy talk on the internet and the coaches being all, worrying about what to say because they want to get you. They want you as clients, so they're going to tiptoe and give you what you want. That's bullshit. No, if you are really a conscious creator, you want the truth. You want to know, where am I out of alignment? What am I doing wrong? Because let me tell you, this may be a big pill to swallow because our ego never wants to admit that it's us. But if you are serious about changing your life, you have to own. You have to own the fact that you are creating it. So you may just not know everything. Oh my. You may be doing things that out of unconsciously that are totally keeping you capped at your income. But there's other people who have been willing to step out and be courageous, to learn the truth about reality, money, life, everything. And they're willing to show you. So that's a totally different perception. Are you willing to change your life by changing everything you know and become the version of you that you came here to be? A confident coach, a confident mentor, they don't need to get anyone. They are a beacon. They have done the work. They're confident. They know how to help and they know what works. And they will show up and allow people to find them. It's a completely different frequency. Whether you buy or whether you don't, it doesn't matter to them. They don't need you. They're not chasing you. They're showing up and you are the one chasing them. It's a completely different concept. It's a completely different energy. So this isn't about these little squeaky or shady little salesy things to get people. If you're still operating from that, it's time to shift. We're moving into a brand new era where those qualities are going to be seen and rejected right away. You need to be squeaky clean with your frequency. And you need to come from fullness, meaning you know your worth. And then you step out and you show others that you have what they need. And if they come to you because they resonate with you, then that's how the magic works. That's business. That's manifestation. Chasing, hoping, and doing all this hard salesy work to get, you're going to continue to live and struggle. You'll make some money, but you will never be free and you will never be wealthy because that is not the way to do it. Need is lack, my friends. So I hope these videos found you well. I hope you're strong enough to hold the energy that you received in these videos because they're not 3D energy. This is 5D frequencies. These are higher consciousness streaming to and through you, through your phone or your computer right now. For those who can hold it, for those who can take full responsibility and realize they are You can say, I am the one creating my reality. And you've probably done amazing things in your life thus far. But if you're stuck somewhere, if you just can't move that needle, it has nothing to do with circumstances, because circumstances are created by you. You are the one who changes the circumstances. So you can't live from them. You've got to create and innovate. You've got to think and use your imagination. And 99% of humanity don't even know what I just said right now. So if this resonates with you, you've probably seen me advertise this. You've probably seen me sell this offer. I have got a 2-day masterclass for $55 that is going to show you how to shift your code. So I called it source code because how easy is that? Your source, your essence is your code. And it's reflecting to you in your reality exactly what you're coded at. And if you want to shift anything in your life, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And if you want to take it deeper, if you want to truly make long-term changes, you've seen me advertise my 3-month program called By Design. And By Design is where I show each and every one of you how to design your reality. Instead of it being created for you, you design your own reality. You create it the way you want it. That's a different idea, isn't it? So this is where you get deeply into the inner work of how you change your source code so that your reality echoes who you're being and not the identity that you're currently being. So if any of these programs or masterclasses resonate with you, you can DM me if you're interested in the 3-month By Design Masterclass, which starts November 6th. And if you're interested in jumping in, if you've never done anything with me before and you want to get a feeling of what it's like to be in my world, changing things up, breaking the narrative and being you, you want to be in my source code 2-day masterclass, which starts this Wednesday. I'll leave the link for that below.